What's up, YouTube? This is the Roman Atheist here, Romanus Atheist, and welcome to Monday's video on atheism. This time, it is about our testimonies, valid evidence for God. Short answer, no. Long answer, maybe? So, here's what we kind of have to go through. In general world, the world generally, testimonies would be considered anecdotal evidence. And anecdotal evidence is generally taken with a grain of salt because it's unreliable and fairly difficult to fact check, as well as is not necessarily solid in regards to possibility of truth. Like, anecdotal evidence and by proxy testimonies are pretty easy to be fraudulent in regard to, and this can fall under just witnessing and witnesses in general, although it's not quite as common. So testimonies in general are not useful evidence. Now, if you have solid, strong evidence for God, not arguments that you think prove the existence of God, and there is a difference, then testimonies would increase the reliability of those statements. And the reason why, not of the statements, of the conclusion that the evidence brings, testimony would make it even more evident in God's existence. Although, since that evidence that is needed as like a primary jumping off point is severely lacking in the regard of theists by the fact that it's non-existent, good evidence, to clarify, depending on your definition of evidence, testimony is evidence. Just about anything could be considered evidence for God, but you have to have good reasons for it to be considered evidence. And the reason why testimony in itself isn't evidence for God when it's all by itself is because of the unreliable nature of the human mind and how it can trick people into believing or understanding something that's not necessarily there. If that makes too much sense. And I'm doing that again, sorry. This has so far been a pretty short video. I probably won't make it too much longer. But do you guys see where I'm coming from with how testimony isn't good evidence for God, and believing something based on testimony wouldn't be logical because of the other things connected to it with its unreliability? Well, that's like the main bit, how it's anecdotal evidence, so it's again unreliable. Testimony is unreliable, and that goes with the speaking in tongues, with all of that type of stuff. It's unreliable, it's easy to fake, which still falls on unreliable. And even if it was reliable, wasn't easy to fake, and was justified in basing it. There would need to still be some extra evidence with it in order for it to be solid to believe. Just because if we knew for a fact that this person saw this thing happening, or their brain understood what they were seeing as this happening, as it being God, which is, we still wouldn't be able to know if it actually happened, if it was God that was doing that, or if it was an alien. Like, so many possibilities outside of God could have happened for those things to occur. So even with anecdotal evidence, if we were to be able to 100% prove that it is reliable, as like the stuff actually happened, we still wouldn't be able to give evidence that the thing that was seen or understood was God, or was Jesus, or was Mohammed, or any other faith leader, or Vishnu. You know what I'm getting at. It could have been aliens from outer space for all we know. It could have been a Rocket Raccoon using his stun gun thing. There's more than just the God isn't the only possibility for those feelings that you could experience, even if there's something that you're actually experiencing, like if like the visions you have are something you're actually experiencing physically, that doesn't mean it's God either. Now, we could even dispute that those things didn't actually happen, and that's where the reliability comes in, and that's why testimonies are unreliable. So stop using them as a way to attempt to convert atheists. Have an amazing day. Hope you guys understood everything I said. Sorry for the rant. Roman Atheist out.